There is a global tariff. There is a tariff threat. There is a penal tariff in India. What is she doing about it? Why has she not even mentioned it in the budget? Is there nowhere in the budget speech, subject to correction, have they mentioned the penal tariffs imposed by the United States, the growing trade deficit, especially with China? I don't know what numbers you're talking about, capital expenditure. In 2025-26, capital expenditure was cut by, underline my word, was cut by rupees 1,44,376 crore. Of this, the centre's capital expenditure was cut by 25,335 crore, and the state's capital expenditure was cut by 1,19,041 crore. The total is 1,44,376 crore, and that is there in capital account at the budget at a glance. Therefore, you must explain why capital expenditure was cut in 25-26. I'm not against outlaying more capital expenditure in 26-27. In fact, in 26-27, I'll give you the number. They have outlaid 12,21,821. But you must explain why last year's capital expenditure was cut by 1,44,376.
Sir, what is your assessment on the announcement of rare earth corridors in Odisha, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, and Semicon Mission 2.0?
See, these are long-term projects. I have no objection to announcing long-term projects. Tell us the financing, what is the outlay, and when it will be completed. I welcome long-term announcements, but that is not going to give you results this year or next year. These are long-term projects. For example, the what is that called? The Bombay Ahmedabad high-speed train. It's going on for the last 8 years.
Sir, with the financial year 26 fiscal deficit % of GDP and the financial year 27 target at 4.3, how do you view the government fiscal consolidation roadmap?
That is not enough at all. Let me explain. In 25-26, the budget estimate was 4.4. and the revised estimate is 4.4. In 26-27, it will fall by 0.1%. The target is 3%. Under the FRBM target, the target is 3%. At the rate of 0.1% a year, it will take 13 years. Therefore, this is not adequate fiscal consolidation. You must take larger steps, more aggressive steps, more bold steps to contain fiscal deficit. The revenue deficit is equally important. In fact, Dr. Rangarajan, in a column 10 days ago, the former governor of RBI, 10 days ago said, revenue deficit is as important as fiscal deficit, which means revenue deficit means you're borrowing for revenue expenditure. The revenue deficit for the 25-26 was 1.5, and 26-27 is also 1.5. Where is the compression in revenue deficit? Therefore, I'm not satisfied with the fiscal consolidation, the pace of fiscal consolidation.
Sir, especially when global war is happening and you are red, do you, in your view, what more could have been done in this budget to further strengthen growth?
I am not presenting the budget. So you should ask this question to the Honorable Finance Minister. There is a global tariff. There is a tariff threat. There is a penal tariff in India. What is she doing about it? Why has she not even mentioned it in the budget? Is there nowhere in the budget speech, subject to correction, have they mentioned the penal tariffs imposed by the United States, the growing trade deficit, especially with China, the low gross fixed capital formation, and the reluctance of the private sector to invest in India, the uncertain outlook for flow of FDI, and the persistent outflow of portfolio investment? These are questions which should be addressed in the budget. I'm not saying the answer will be right or wrong, but you must attempt to address these issues. These are the issues which concern the country. These are the issues which concern the economists. These are the issues which concern investors. Therefore, these concerns must be addressed. After you address them, we can weigh the merits or demerits of your answer. But you don't even address them. What do I say?
Sir, once Rahul Gandhi says India is a dead economy, he also